Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to Straight Betting. Your boy's feeling good today. We're coming off of a 2-0 day on YouTube yesterday. Got up early, seeing the board great. I already got 4 plays locked in, so we're going to get into those pretty soon. But yeah, got my coffee, fresh out of the shower. Look, man, I'm ready for this video. I'm ready to drop some heat today. Before we do get into the plays, though, let's just quick do a little recap of last night. So the first play we had was Jordan Poole, over 17.5 points and assists. Look, I think the dude had 35 points and 4 assists, if I'm not mistaken. He absolutely crushed it. I mean, he came to play. He was absolutely balling out. I think Poole might have had like the first 15 of 16 points or something like that. It was ridiculous. Like, no other Wizards can make a shot, but he also did play 29 minutes. And guys, that's what I was looking for, right? You know, I had that little trend going on where against teams that were actually trying, he was actually playing, you know, somewhat normal minutes. And then against teams that are just tanking their ass off, just like how the Wizards are, he was only playing like 20 minutes. So look, I'm probably going to attack that angle again moving forward. Hopefully they're actually playing a tanky team, though, because it's coming off of this massive game. His line's probably going to be ridiculously high. And the second play as well, another easy winner. Jaren Jackson Jr. over 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I think the dude had, okay, he had like 15 rebounds, and that's very unlike Jaren Jackson. But I will say he did have a good rebounding game against Boston last time, and he was just guarding Drew sitting weak side. Boston does not crash the offensive glass at all because they're all too busy shooting threes and stuff. So he was just walking into rebounds. I think he also had 20 points. I think he finished with like 36 PRA or something. So honestly, the 2 plays I gave out on here were just very sweat-free, and we love to see it. All right, guys, I'm about to get into the 4 plays, but before I do so, I just want to say if you guys do appreciate this content or find it valuable in any sort of way, just make sure to drop a like and hit that sub button. First play, I'm going with Karl Anthony Towns, over 34.5 points and rebounds. Look, guys, this play got kind of nuked to oblivion. So here's my pivot. I was actually very close. I didn't really know what I wanted to go with between, you know, either of these, but obviously I'll be tracking it at 34.5. But guys, if you are watching, I would just play 37.5 PRA. I was very, you know, in between playing this anyways to begin with. So 37.5 PRA is what you guys should be playing here. But yeah, guys, I mean, he's averaging 37.1 points and rebounds on the year. He's over in 41 out of 67 games. If we go to the Knicks season-long data without Jalen Brunson, Karl per 36 minutes is still averaging 29.78 points and 13.02 rebounds, and that's, I think, like 42 point, you know, very close to 43 points and rebounds per 36 minutes. Guys, so this is what Karl's done without Jalen Brunson recently, and, you know, he's kind of been middling it up, right? He's been kind of mid. But here's the thing, guys. So Cat really struggles when these teams get super tactical, like against Portland, right? They get super tactical. Clippers have done it. Portland's done it. I think the Heat did it as well. Same with the Bucks. I mean, these teams are just cross-matching the hell out of Cat, right? So they're putting, you know, their rim protector, which was last game was Donovan Clingan, which we talked about on the YouTube video. They're putting him on Josh Hart, and then they're putting a very strong and physical wing like Tamani Kamara on Cat, right? Look, Philadelphia, they're not trying to win games, so I don't see them getting into their bag and trying super hard to take away Cat when you're not trying to win games. Last 10 games, guys, Philadelphia, as we can see here, they are allowing the 3rd most rebounds overall. Terrible rebounding team. They are allowing the most points per game as well over the last 10 games. And if we go here, opponents pull-up shooting, something that Cat basically does not do, right? Philadelphia is allowing the lowest pull-up frequency. So what that means is that less than 10 feet, shots close to the basket, 5th highest frequency. Obviously, that's great for Cat. He dominates in that area. And then catch and shoot, that's also what Cat does. 2nd highest catch and shoot frequency. So basically all they're not giving up is pull-ups, which, you know, that's what OG, that's what Mikal is doing right now. Cat, no, he just catch and shoot near the cup. We can go over here. Opponent points in the paint, 3rd most. I mean, this Philly defense stinks, guys. So Philly really doesn't even have the personnel to, you know, cross-match Cat and make it super difficult. But as long as they're not trying their asses off, cross-matching the hell out of Cat, making it really tough, he's going to absolutely soar over this line. I have no doubt about it. All right, guys, next official play, going with Jaden McDaniels, over 17.5 PRA. Best price is at Prop Builder, -117. There's a lot of -120s, 365, Bovada. Caesars at -125. So a lot of good numbers on this one as well. I just want to say, guys, this is like a line for Jaden, you know, early in the season where he was, you know, not a great player. He's a completely different player now. Obviously, a lot of these games are with the Wolves, not at full strength, but I'll get into that. I think there's a pretty good chance of that not happening today too, by the way. But yeah, he just completely turned a corner. We can hit head-to-head against the Nuggets. He's had 25 PRA in each of the last 2 games. This game, you know, he had 10 points. This was super early in the year when Jaden was, you know, still not a great player. That's when he wasn't rebounding at all too, by the way, guys. This dude's averaging like 8 rebounds a game over the last like 30 games or something. But Yeah, no rebounds this game, had 10 points, but yeah, 25 PRA the last 2 games, and that's like the Jaden we know. That's the form of Jaden he's currently in. We can scroll down here. Obviously, guys, Jaden's #1 play type by far is going to be spot up. The Nuggets do allow the second most points per game to spot up, and that will continue as well because, I mean, you can't play drop against Anthony Edwards. He's too lethal of a pull-up shooter. So what Denver does is they're going to bring Jokic up to the level, try to turn Ant into a playmaker, and obviously they do that against a lot of teams, and that's why they allow the second most points per game to spot up. So there's going to be a lot of overhelping because they just don't have a matchup for Ant. Quite frankly, they might even have to overhelp on Randall too. Actually, they'll probably have Gordon there, so it might be a little tough for him. But yeah, they're definitely going to be overhelping a ton on Anthony Edwards, which is going to lead to spot up looks. Overall, opponents' points in the paint, last 10 games, I mean, Denver's allowing the 4th most. Yeah, guys, I totally get he's coming off of a couple bad games. I know that the Wolves were not healthy for a lot of these games, but I mean, look at this, man. He's just been playing so good. And here's the thing, guys. Dante DiVincenzo, Naz Reid, obviously they got ejected last game. They got into a big fight. I'm super certain that at least one of those guys is going to be suspended. So I don't think that the Wolves are going to be at full strength at all. And I'm very confident, honestly, that probably both of them get suspended. But for sure, Dante, maybe Naz. And look, Chris Finch is not going to expand the rotation at all. Like Jalen Clark, Nikhil, they'll get more minutes off the bench, but they really might run like a 7-man rotation, like genuinely. I mean, they probably give someone a couple minutes here and there, but it's going to be a super tight rotation. So I think that you could even make an argument for like a lot of other guys too. Like Nikhil might have good value. Mike Conley, some guys like that, maybe Julius Randle. But yeah, I'm very confident that some of these Timberwolves are getting the hammer. Next play, going with Brook Lopez over 14.5 points, -102 at FanDuel. However, guys, since posting, there's actually some 13.5s that popped up. So I guess people are fading my dumb ass. But so yeah, I mean, take advantage of that if you can. Take the 13.5 for sure. This is his chart. So obviously, you guys, I have with Giannis, without Dame, without Portis. I mean, I'm not really looking too much into this. This is a big time film and matchup play. But he is over in 4 to 7 games. He is averaging 16.3 points per game, so that's all good. What I'm going off of here is that, look, they just played the Suns about a week ago. Brook Lopez had great volume. He shot 8 for 14, 5 for 6 from the stripe, 2 for 6 from deep, had 23 points, cleared this line very, very easily. And what popped up on film for me here is that I was actually watching that game too in real time because I had a Nick Richards under, and he played a ton, and he was needed a ton because his role was actually to guard Giannis. So how they defended Giannis is that they put Nick Richards on him. They had like literally a mix of everyone guarding Brook Lopez. But the thing is, guys, you look at the Suns' depth chart, is like they don't have. I mean, they have like some bigs, but the bigs don't share the floor together because they all can't shoot, right? They have no one else with size and strength besides their centers, and like I said, they don't share the floor together. So Brook Lopez was just like a matchup nightmare for them. I mean, he would just get easy post-up situations, like steals down low. Even in like the non-Giannis minutes, he'd be getting guarded by like the bigs and drop coverage, and he was getting up threes and stuff. So look, man, sometimes like film tells the whole story, and that's exactly what happened here. So just a little yap sesh, but you can go back and go to the NBA website, look at all of Brook Lopez's field goal attempts. That shit was so easy for him. And the Suns won the game, so I'm expecting them to stick at the same strategy. They contained Giannis well. So yeah, Brook Lopez, guys, buy low, coming off of a couple bad games. Love to see it. This line was like 16.5 for a second, and now we're buying the dip in a great matchup. All right, fellas, 4th and final play. I'm rocking with Kobe White over 31.5 PRA. And my gosh, guys, is this not just like the biggest overreaction ever? So since March, this dude has been absolutely hooping, and I believe, I mean, that's in like direct correlation with Ayo Dosunmu going out for the year. What's his name? Zach LaVine obviously getting traded. That was a little before that, but basically the guard rotation getting shredded, right? There used to be Lonzo, there used to be Ayo, even Trey Jones is out now. But guys, Kobe White's over in his last 13 out of 15 games. He's been absolutely cooking this line, and he just got clamped up by OKC. He literally had 8 PRA, but guys, OKC they can do that to you if they really want to focus in and take someone out, which it clearly did here with Kobe White. I mean, coupled with the blowout, we can just take this game out, guys, because it's OKC is like that, honestly. And then we go to last 14 games. He's over in 13 out of 14 then. He's averaging 38. He was averaging 38.1 PRA since March before that OKC game. And now this line's at 31.5. He's going up against the Raptors. And another big edge, guys, is that Josh Giddey, he was listed on the injury report for injury maintenance last game. Obviously, he wasn't going to sit out against OKC, but they have been resting him on back-to-backs and stuff because he, had that ankle injury and all that. But Usually when you're listed for injury management the day before of a back-to-back, and then you play of that game, the chances of you resting that game are insanely high because NBA just does that stuff to, you know, avoid getting fines and stuff for random rest. So they list them on the injury report the game before, but have them play. So my hunch is that Giddey doesn't even play here, and if that's the case, you take the logjam of guards off the court, right? Io, Giddey, Lonzo, Trey, Zach LaVine. Obviously, this is like if Giddey doesn't play, but Kobe's basically at 40 PRA per 36 minutes. 29, basically 5 assists, 5 rebounds. So yeah, look, matchup with the Raptors. I mean, honestly, guys, the Raptors defense, like their numbers have actually been pretty solid recently, but I will say, man, they're a tanking team. I don't think that they're going to do anything crazy to them. They have been allowing a ton of pull-up threes, which is, you know, always good for not scheming against top options, especially, you know, pull-up shooters like Kobe White who, you know, rely on the 3-ball a ton. Yeah, man, I mean, seriously, just look at this graph and then factor in that Josh Giddey has a pretty good chance of missing the game too. I mean, I don't know what this line is. I think it's a great look. All right, guys, well, let's parlay yesterday's success into today's. Like I said, I got these 4 plays, man, and let me know down below in the comment section what you're thinking about them. I'm really liking them. Usually I don't have 4 plays this early in the day, but seeing the board good, I thought I saw a lot of value. I think that, you know, we're buying into some upside situations, especially with Kobe White, with Giddey potentially missing, and then Jaden McDaniels with Naz Reid and Dante DiVincenzo potentially and probably getting suspended. Before I head out, just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. And of course, one last reminder, if you guys do enjoy this type of content, to just drop a like and sub to the channel. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone has a great day. Let's kill it. Let's make some money tonight.